So when we were talking earlier, you mentioned something about the fable of the voice box.
Yes, the Fable of the Voice Box.
Would you care to go into that?
Yes. Well, as you know, young people discover their talent via the box, delivered to their door along with their talent school assignment, which they may attend or not. And one sunny spring day, our young person finds a perfectly seamless talent box waiting for them on their front door. The label calls it the voice box, and the envelope indicates that they have been assigned to the talent school for musicians. And in the first week of the first year of the talent school for musicians, voice meets three other talents: piano, violin, and a trumpet. Each takes turns showing off their instrument. One gigantic and black, with wires and hammers. One infant-sized, maple brown, with strings and a stick. And one, a coiled brassy snake with a huge mouth, and voice didn't know what to show. So they presented their voice box. Piano, violin, and trumpet didn't understand how one could have an instrument that you could neither see nor touch, but moments later found that voice made music just as well as they did, and they were satisfied. Time went on. In the late fall of the second year of the talent school for musicians, piano, violin, trumpet, and voice are all in reading class together. Now you remember reading. We all took reading, fairly elementary. But the group project isn't going smoothly at all. I thought you could read, piano says to voice. I can, says voice. Just not very quickly. So violin says, it's not that hard. Just play the pitches as you read them. Voice says, it's not that easy when you're making the pitches yourself. Trumpet says, don't worry. Breath instruments gotta stick together. Have you tried counting while you read? Voice says, how do you count and read those words at the same time? Trumpet says, what words? I don't have words. Do you have words? Piano says, maybe voices just aren't good readers. I'll help you in the practice room later. We will work this out. Don't worry. And voice takes their words to heart. And time went on. And in the 8th week of their 3rd year at the talent school for musicians, piano, violin, trumpet, and voice are all making music together in one of the larger ensemble rooms when piano stops the run-through. I think you're flat, says piano. I don't think I am, says voice. You were. But don't worry, I've been doing some research, says violin, and I read that voices have chords. Violins have chords. Here, you see? You simply need to roll up a little higher on your chords. Just like this. Watch. Watch right here. I don't think we have the same chords, says voice. You got spit, says trumpet. Yes? That's why I'm flat sometimes. 'Cause of the spit. Can you hear yourself? Asks piano. Maybe you just need to practice more, says violin. My money's on the spit, says trumpet. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And voice takes their words to heart. And time goes on. And during their recital season of the penultimate year, piano, violin, trumpet, and voice each give a short but beautiful performance. Piano plays Moonlight Sonata. Violin plays Bartók's Violin Concerto No. 2. Trumpet plays the theme from Jurassic Park. And Voice performs a couple of Italian Neapolitan songs. And after their performance, Voice overhears their friends discussing Voice's problem. Did you hear what Voice performed? Yes, it wasn't as challenging as ours, right? No. It's very easy music. But they've been here just as long as we have, right? Why aren't they better? Well, maybe Voices just aren't as good at musicians. The rest of us, they're all like that, right? They're all like that. Voice takes their words to heart. And overhearing this makes Voice very sad. They thought they had done everything asked of them. And they had worked really hard with their teachers. And they had listened to the advice of musicians better than themselves. And they had been really proud to present some music that they had loved. They took a walk through the neighborhood to clear their head and ran into a group of talents from other talent schools. They met Point Guard from the Talent School for Athletes, Surgeon from the Talent School for Medicine, and Orator from the Talent School for Speech. Standing on a basketball court, Surgeon and Orator were watching Point Guard make the same motion over and over with their arm and talking about the mechanics of the human body. Voice is curious and introduces themselves as musician. They begin talking about learning and coaching, and each says something that Voice can't ignore. Point Guard says, "My body is my instrument, and I rely on outside feedback to tell me what I can't myself perceive." Surgeon says, "Minute movements are monumental when it comes to delicate human tissue. You must cherish and treat differently the things that you cannot replace." "Even though I can hear myself while I am speaking," says Orator, "I know I will never truly know the effect of my own voice, in the same way I will never see my own face except by photograph or reflection. The only way I can gauge the feedback I receive is to watch and listen to a recording of myself. Otherwise, the listener and I are experiencing two different performances." Instantly, Voice realizes that they have much in common with these three talents. They are a musician for sure, but investigating the learning and practice habits of other talents isn't such a scary idea anymore. The group of three grows by one that day, and they meet often to discuss their common problems, offer unique solutions, and support each other's growth. By the end of their final year, Voice was finally able to lose the box that had been their cage. They kept the practice habits that served them throughout what didn't, and experienced a complete refreshment of their musical spirit. Their final recital was a triumph, and was made even more special by the presence of their good friends Point Guard, Surgeon, and Orator, along with piano, violin, and trumpet, some of their biggest cheerleaders. The end. That's it. That's the fable. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Good. Does that make sense though?
Mm-hmm.